I don't know. Ahora sí, sí. Acá estoy. Ok. Creo que estoy. Creo que estoy. Ok. Entonces, capture. A ver qué captura. Pero. Capture. Capture display capture. Window capture. Source. Not bad. No. I'm doing my best, but I don't know how to. Review camera toggle. I want to add there, let's see. No, I don't want the game capture. Nope. Okay, on the window capture. So, window, there. Settings for match. Title, let's see. Yeah, because it's the same one. Let's see if I can do this. So, Streamlabs, I want the cancel, let's see. Word. Again. Desktop, yeah. No. No. I don't want here. There it is. Yay! What am I streaming? Am I streaming this? What's going on? Game capture. I know you can listen to me. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. But I don't know how to display the it. The thing is that it's okay. This isn't real time. There it is. I can't open my camera because it's already like compromised in the stream. I will try to set this so that my camera isn't on. Nope. I don't want this. I want my camera to be off, but on for the class. Let's see. Well, this is me, but you can't see me because I can't turn on the camera. I will get there. Hold on. No, this is okay. I want my camera to be off for this, but on for I don't know how to do this because now you can't see me either way. Well, you will see me here, but my students won't see me in the chat. Let's see, let's try. Oh, this is so difficult. Okay, here I am. This is me. Yes. Here. Configure video. Let's see. Custom. Okay, I think we're done. I think you can see me now, right? Can you? And can you hear me? Let's see. I'm live streaming now. And here I am. The problem is that I can't it is buffering. Let's see, I think I'm live. But I don't know, like, here. Creo que estoy en vivo. me saca no estar en... A ver, esto va a acoplar. Ah, ya me están viendo. No vi que me estaban viendo. A ver, me voy a marear mucho. Eh, ¿Dónde estoy? Bueno, si me quieren decir cosas en los comentarios para verme aliento, pues estoy muy perdida. Encima me está recagando a pedos todo. Ahora está streameando bien supuestamente, pero me estaba retando YouTube en su totalidad, con todo. A ver si se conectó alguien al Nerds Club. Yes, I'm still here. Mis nerdos siempre tardan. El único problema es que no puedo, me tienen que ayudar a alguien después a linkear la cámara del Meet. O sea, y que no sea la cámara del stream, porque no me interesa que me vean por el stream, me interesa que me vean los chicos en el Meet. Y ahora como se me cruzaron las configuraciones de cámaras, tipo, no puedo. O sea, la única forma de que se me vea la cámara, la cara, es como agregando la cara en el stream, pero obviamente las cámaras entran en conflicto y no puedo entrar con mi carita al Nerds Club. Y pobres los chicos, tipo, necesitan verme. Em, Me mareo con las... Acá estoy en el chat. No, no me deja ni un pedo la cámara. A ver. System load, yes, I know it's heavy. No eco detected. Esto. No, no hay chance, no voy a poder. A ver si me puedo conectar con el teléfono, pero voy a hacer un quilombo bárbaro. Pero bueno, a ver. Si yo me mando al Nerds Club con esta cámara. Ah, sí, no es mala, que me vean con esta cámara. No, contra cualquier lado. Meet here. Lo que necesito tener cuidado que no acople. Me muteé. Join. Sin audio. Acá está. Sí, acopla. No me acuerdo. Pero así no se me escucha de ninguna forma. ¿Alguien puede ayudar a esta teacher que está como muy perdida? No sé qué hacer. ¿Por qué acopla? Ah, porque sale el audio de acá. No sé cómo hacer para que no acople. A ver. Todo en mudo. Yo me... Pero no acopla. ¿Por qué? Ay, Joaquín, te corté, para. Me siento una ansiedad. A ver, vamos a cerrar todo esto. Estoy acá en el live. Mandé un... ¿Qué cosa hice? A ver. Oh, Liz.
Nada. Horrible, horrible.
Perdón, señor, pasa que estoy sin cámara. No sé qué cagada me mandó. Va, sí, o sea, es la configuración del stream que tipo, mi cámara se ve en YouTube, pero no se ve acá. No me deja activar el Meet la cámara, porque claro, está ocupada con lo otro.
Mm.
Sé cómo solucionarlo y me da bronca que no me vean la cara. No sé. Tipo, estoy en YouTube, se me ve la cara en YouTube, pero no se me ve Este, nada, de otra forma. No sé tampoco cómo verme yo, o sea, cómo ver cómo está quedando el stream. No sé,
El otro día tuve una charla que le habían hecho así, híbrida, y como que se habían conectado 2 veces.
¿Cómo es eso?
O sea, estaban desde la misma computadora 2 cuentas conectadas y una transmitía a YouTube y la otra transmitía la presentación.
Ay, ¿cómo hago eso? Vos decís que me meta en la videollamada.
Como otra persona más,
Vamos a intentarlo.
o sea, esta mantenés YouTube y con la otra probar la cámara.
Vamos a ver. Mi cámara igual ya está activada. Seguramente va a entrar en conflicto igual. Porque... A ver, vamos a intentarlo. Eh, Si no, no me verán la cara, pero me da cosa. En YouTube estoy, pero acá es el problema. A ver, send email. Voy a entrar desde mi mail, igual no voy a entrar desde lo que estoy streameando. A ver, porque estoy streameando una ventana. ¿Dónde está?
Ah, y habían puesto que streameaban no una ventana, sino tipo toda la pantalla o algo así.
Ah, puede ser.
No sé si será lo mismo.
Capaz que ese es el problema, no sé. Ahora veo. Capaz que es ese, porque intenté entrar desde el teléfono, pero era un problema, porque me acopla y no termino de entender por qué acopla.
A uno dejarlo sin audio, entonces.
No, lo probé a hacer eso y igual acopla. A ver, vos decís que streameé todo, entonces no va a ser un window capture, va a ser todo. A ver, acá.
En un momento hicieron eso y tipo, se veía por YouTube, en realidad no estaban pasando por YouTube, pero se veía por videollamada, más la presentación,
Display sería todo.
pero estaba duplicado, eso estoy seguro.
Ay, no, no sé eso. A ver, add source, automatic, display. Sí, el único display que tengo. Capture cursor, no, no hace falta. Entra en un loop esto ahora que ponga display. A ver, no sé qué mierda se está viendo en el streaming. Ah, era re jodida. Claro, el problema es que cuando entre al YouTube Live, se va a ver que estoy entrando al YouTube Live, ponele. O sea, medio como un bardo. Por ahora no hay nadie igual conectado viéndome hacer el ridículo, así que...
Ay, no puedo. ¿Tenés el link ahí? Que a ver, no puedo ver nada.
¿De qué?
De YouTube.
Para que te lo paso. No, no me... O sea, no se me ve la cara. Ahora voy a ver de volver a compartir la pantalla, o sea, el monitor, porque es lo mismo. Ay, ¿dónde estás? Me estoy haciendo un quilombo con las pantallas, con todo. Agradezcamos que por lo menos pude hacer el streaming la primera vez, o sea, eso es muy valorable. A ver, yo también lo voy a ver porque no lo estaba viendo. A ver si me veo. Encima se va a ver como el loop, porque me voy a... No, yo igual voy a cambiar la configuración para que se vea solo una pantalla. Window Capture, acá. Que se vea esto. Ahí lo voy a sacar. Sí, quiero que se vea Window y web. A ver cómo vengo. Igual va a ser un bardo porque le voy a poner mudo. Por lo menos pude hacer... Ahí está, porque se va a ver si no en un loop. Se está viendo digno en YouTube. Te ves vos solito, tu carita en primer plano.
Sí.
Está tu carita en primer plano. No pidas más.
No, se congeló.
¿Qué?
Se congeló. De
Tu
chiquito me
carita.
una muestra rara.
Avísame si... No, o sea, ahora estoy con la videollamada y el streaming. Ahora YouTube me está tirando error, me está como, YouTube me está retando.
Ahí apareciste vos.
¿Qué?
Apareciste vos en YouTube.
Sí, porque está como atrasado el stream, o sea, como que tiene unos minutos de delay. Ahora estás vos, estamos los dos. No, si me querés ver la cara tenés que poner de fondo YouTube. Creo que estoy usando Streamlabs, no sé.
No tengo ni idea.
No, yo menos, Joaco, estoy más perdida. No, este es el dashboard. Súper perdida. Pero nada, de todo se aprende. No sé qué onda los chicos. Estoy viendo a ver qué onda es esto. Ay. No, estoy haciendo boludeces. Estoy tocando y estoy viendo a ver qué hago. En base a lo que toco. Un par me preguntaron a ver si lo grababa. A gatas lo pude hacer. ¿Cómo lo voy? Ah, igual acá hay un botón para grabar. No sé. Hay que ver qué onda. O sea, sí, porque yo he visto como streams en donde están las cámaras y tipo... No hay problema. Así que no sé cómo hacerlo. Porque tipo saqué la webcam y no... O sea, tampoco me dejaba poner la cámara en la clase, así que no sé. No sé, no sé. Sí, como que se laguea, no sé. Ahora tengo, es por el streaming setting. ¿Qué sé yo? A ver. No sé si usar, bueno, ya me ayudarán y me asesorarán. No sé si usar otra aplicación, no tengo ni idea. No hago más. Sí, o sea, se me ve, pero ahora no se te ve a vos porque apagaste la cámara, supongo, ¿o no?
No.
Ah, bueno, en lo que está marcando el stream, o sea, en el momento del stream, tenés la cámara apagada. La habrás apagado un cachito, no sé, pero no me apareces.
Yo me veo acá en el Meet.
No, ves, hace un toquecito la apagaste.
Ah, porque fui a revisar alguna configuración, pero...
Por eso. No, no pasa nada, pero es para que sepas. Bueno,
Acá Tips dice, para mejorar presentaciones y evitar el espejismo, mirroring,
sí.
compartir una nueva ventana, una pestaña específica en vez de toda la...
Está bien, estoy compartiendo una pestaña.
Ay, no, y que no se comparta la...
La
¿cómo se llama?
videollamada.
La presentación.
No comparto. Hola, Cris.
Olis.
No tengo cámara porque estoy streameando y soy un desastre, pero. Y no sé, perdí el control de mi vida, pero. Vamos a hacer lo que podamos. Entonces, ¿se recomienda o no se recomienda que yo pase la presentación por acá? Esa es mi duda.
No, pero eso lo presentás adentro de Google Meet. No, no es...
Ah, no, por eso, ese era mi plan, esa era mi idea. Era la idea. Bueno, estoy así. O sea, si me quieren ver, entren al stream. Pero estoy a ciegas. No sé qué onda, Brendis. Chris, ahí está el stream si querés. Si quieren, esperamos un toquecín a Brendy y ya.
Bueno,
Voy a
mientras
hacer
hablamos
como
de
una-
las ballenas muertas. ¿Qué
Mientras
está
que.
pasando, Joaquín?
¿Qué pasó con las ballenas?
Me vuelve loco con las ballenas.
¿Qué
Los animales
hicieron
mueren y
ahora?
nacen, este es el círculo de la vida. No,
¿Qué fue?
esto es lo que se considera más probable que haya pasado, es lo antiguamente llamado de una marea roja, pero ya no se llama más así porque es discriminativo para el resto de las algas, porque no son solo las algas rojas las que pueden hacer
Me
esto.
muero.
Ahora se le llama florecimiento
Estamos
de algas
cuidando la
nocivas.
sensibilidad de las algas.
No, porque vos asociás, es una marea roja porque se veía en las fotos una mancha roja en el mar con los primeros casos de intoxicaciones por estos. Entonces, después, si vos ves una mancha marrón, decís, no es roja, está todo bien, y comés y te morís igual, y es por eso también en parte que se cambió el nombre.
Claro. Entonces, ¿qué? ¿Se murieron un par de ballenas?
Sí, hubo un florecimiento de algas nocivas, es decir, cada tanto vos tenés una comunidad de algas, a veces suceden unas condiciones específicas que permiten que una crezca más que las otras, y justo esa tiene el potencial de hacer toxinas, entonces de repente te mata todo.
Claro.
Porque son toxinas en general neurotóxicas y afectan a sistemas nerviosos centrales. A los bivalvos no les afecta porque no tienen cerebro, o sea, tienen nervios pero no tienen un cerebro, entonces se mueren los peces, todo lo que se coman los peces, todo lo que se coman esas algas, y acá pasó que fueron 14 ballenas.
O sea, hacen un desconche terrible.
El tema es que mató ballenas, porque tendrían que estar muertos tiburones, peces, tortugas, aves, y como que a nadie le importa.
Claro. Solo las ballenas. Solo lloraremos por las ballenas.
Nadie estaría preocupado.
Por el panda, está todo mal.
Somos muy caretas con el reino animal igual. Es cierto que somos muy caretas porque ahí están los animales y los animales. Sí, sí.
Y sí, ese es el problema de las especies paraguas que hacen eso.
Bueno, cuestión se murieron algunas ballenas.
Y 14 van por ahora, pero esperan que van a aparecer más.
Claro. Ay, pobrecitas igual.
Igual también fue un año récord de avistajes y de ballenas, entonces es el año que más ballenas había, entonces también puede ser que coincida con más ballenas muertas.
Claro. Que yo el otro día con los chicos del ingreso de la Facu, del doctorado, un tema de este cuatri elegí medio ambiente, estamos trabajando
Pobres.
con todo, sí, bastante apocalíptico igual, como que después me di cuenta que es un bajón, igual siempre vemos noticias un poquito más alentadoras, pero igual, o sea, es como, nos vamos a morir
Nunca con los
todos.
últimos estudios o informes del IPCC.
No, pero es básicamente un nos vamos a morir con...
Vamos a morir.
Y alguna que otra clase es como, bueno, capaz que no la cagamos, o sea, capaz que podemos arreglar lo que cagamos, pero a la vez es como un nos vamos a morir un 90% de las veces. Cuestión, estábamos hablando del... leímos un par de artículos, y íbamos a ver un video, pero no anduvo, del... me sale en inglés, el Mauritian, lo que pasó en la isla, pero no sé cómo se llama en español, Mauricia, no sé, del derrame de petróleo que hubo hace ya, no sé, un par de años. Que fue un desastre y el gobierno, en vez de, digamos, solucionar el problema o sacar el petróleo o lo que sea, creo que, bueno, en connivencia con la empresa, que era una empresa de transporte, o sea, de transporte de carga japonesa, terminaron de hundir el barco, por ende terminaron de largar petróleo y encima tipo arrastraron los restos a una reserva de ballenas, tipo, y mataron a un criadero de ballenas y mataron tipo un montón de ballenas. Pero yo te dijera 50 ballenas de una especie en peligro de extinción, tipo, hicieron una...
Algo habrán hecho, se lo merecían.
Habló el biólogo. Habló el biólogo tan empático. Pero hicieron mierda todo, ¿viste? Y ¿qué onda? O sea, tan cabeza de tacho podés ser. Y sí son cabeza de tacho. Pero bueno.
Pero sin irte tan lejos, por ejemplo, acá se estableció el Parque Nacional un parque nacional híbrido, estos que son costeros, playa y mar, las islas en Patagonia,
Sí.
y hicieron el parque nacional. Y ahora hicieron que las caños del gasoducto que están haciendo van a salir por el parque nacional que acaban de hacer, o sea,
No, sí.
es el mismo año, ni siquiera son cosas de años distintos.
No, tenemos las prioridades. No, y aparte también es porque todo esto lo gestiona gente que o no sabe o no le importa, y la verdad que no sé qué es peor. O una combinación de las dos. Y eso es lo preocupante. Shall we start? Because it's 20 past 7, yes? So, we are dealing with electoral systems around the world today. This is today's class. Let me try recording, but I don't know if this is going to work well. So, I'm recording. We're going live, but I'm recording. So, I was saying that today we're dealing with electoral systems around the world. Yes, we're going to see the different ways, yes, in which democracy works around the globe. Because our system is not the only system, the only existing system, yes, throughout the democratic countries. Of course, like elections belong to democracy. First of all, let's play a Dictogloss, yes? I want you to listen to a definition that I'm going to read. I'm going to read it 3 times, and you're going to tell me. First, you're going to write down the words that come to your mind, yeah, or the words that you can, let's say, remember the most, and then you're going to write down those words and, let's say, make or come up with a definition as, let's say, accurate as possible to reconstruct the original definition, yes? I'm going to read the definition of electoral system. Yes? Are you ready? Let me see if I can... Okay, so you're seeing this. I don't know why it went dark in the live stream, maybe because I'm recording. It's okay. I'm not going to... Yes, I'm not going to get distracted by that. So, are you ready so that I read? I will read this 3 times. Slowly, yes, but I will read it 3 times. Ready?
Okay.
First reading. Electoral system. Method and rules of counting votes to determine the outcome of elections. Winners will be determined by a plurality of a majority, more than 50% of the vote, an extraordinary majority, a percentage of the vote greater than 50%, or unanimity. Candidates for public office may be elected directly or indirectly. Proportional representation is used in some areas to ensure a fairer distribution of legislative seats to constituents that may be denied representation under the plurality or majority formulas. Yes? I will read it again, slower and better because I read this awfully. Remember, take down notes on the keywords, yes? Again, electoral system. Method and rules of counting votes to determine the outcome of elections. Winners may be determined by a plurality, a majority, more than 50% of the vote, an extraordinary majority, a percentage of the vote greater than 50%, or unanimity. Candidates for public office may be elected directly or indirectly. Proportional representation is used in some areas to ensure a fairer distribution of legislative seats to constituents that may be denied representation under the plurality or majority formulas. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Great. Let me get this one more time. So, I will read again.
Okay.
Electoral system. Method and rules of counting votes to determine the outcome of elections. Winners may be determined by a plurality, a majority, more than 50% of the vote, an extraordinary majority, a percentage of the vote greater than 50%, or unanimity. Candidates for public office may be elected directly or indirectly. Proportional representation is used in some areas to ensure a fairer distribution of legislative seats to constituents that may be denied representation under the plurality or majority formulas. Yes? So, which is the definition that you could get, or the one you could, let's say, make sense of with all the keywords you got? So what is an electoral system? Can you remember?
Well, it's a method. Basically,
Okay, that's one of the keywords, method. What else?
it's used to choose directly or indirectly people.
Okay, to choose people. And what are the different formulas used here?
To determine a winner?
To determine a winner, is the word winner used in the definition? Check.
Yes.
Yes, it is. And there are different ways of determining winners. Did you note down these words like plurality, majority?
I wrote that there are a different percentage to determine
Yes.
how much of the vote someone needs to become a winner.
Great. Excellent. Yes. Ay, señora Moto. Yes. You have 50% or more than 50%, depending on the system, yes? And there's also this like direct or indirect way of electing representatives, yes? And there's also this, say, other aspect of yes, that is proportional representation. In some places, representation is proportional, that is, it's segmented in different ways so that inclusion is ensured, especially in like highly racist or discriminatory countries. You will see that some countries have a history of, for instance, making difference between the votes, like certain people's votes were less valuable than other people's votes. So that's why, let's say, this is thought for, let's say, compensating that inherent injustice in the system. It's easier to like redesign or include, let's say, new aspects in the voting system rather than doing things from scratch, because the foundation of certain electoral systems is inherently racist. We will see this later, yes?
Yes.
Let's continue then. Now we know what the electoral or an electoral system is. Basically is how, let's say, are designed, like how the different, let's say, games are played depending on the country, yes? Games are played, or the game, because it's one, is played in one way or the other. So, let's start by, let's say, one of the many, yes, subcategorizations that exist within the electoral systems. I start by these three because these are the three mentioned in the definition. I retrieved the definition from Encyclopedia Britannica, yes? So, we have proportional, plurality, majority, or semi-proportional. I want you to do research in these, yes? Let me think, because here too, Brandy hasn't arrived. You will do research in two, and research, of course, will overlap, but don't mind how it's okay. So, who wants to work with proportional? Joaco. Chris, would you like to work with plurality and majority or with semi-proportional?
Semi-proportional.
Okay. Would you like to share plurality majority?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you both do research on the orange one. Joaquin, you go for the light blue, and Chris, you go for the green one. Yeah. So do research, get some minutes to Google, and when you're done, you let me know. Take down notes. It doesn't have to be like a thorough explanation, but it's for us to have an idea on how these systems work. Yes? Okay. I will see how the stream is doing. Gracias a las personas que están viendo el stream. La paciencia que tienen estos pibes son lo más. ¿Me escuchan? Tipo, si pueden comentar algo. Oye, más que nada así sé qué está pasando. A ver. ¿Está bien esto? Sí. Igual viene como lagueado el stream because porque estoy hablando en estoy hablando en inglés y en español y estoy toda mareada. Les iba a decir que estoy como que noto un delay en lo que aparece en YouTube y en lo que estoy haciendo ahora. Ponele, ahora son las 7:32 y yo no sé si esto les va a aparecer a las 7:32. Pero bueno, nada. Veremos qué onda. Estoy hablando así porque tengo el micrófono silenciado de la llamada. Así que los chicos no me escuchan. No sé qué onda, esto es re nuevo. Pero como un par querían ver el stream, como me otra vez, ya si me acostumbro a hacerlo, queda la dinámica. A ver. No lo pude grabar para quienes me pidieron que lo grabe. Igual, ¿para qué lo digo ahora? Si total, no me van a ver. No lo pude grabar porque se me atrasaba todo. No sé, estoy perdida, no sé qué onda. Mamá, tengo miedo. Pero bueno, vamos a ver qué onda. O sea, esto es el chat de YouTube. Estoy fijándome ahora en el stream. Tipo en el... no, está bien, estoy en YouTube. A ver. Sí, es lo mismo, me aparece el mismo chat. Supuestamente la conexión está buenísima. ¿Qué sé yo? Estoy perdidísima. Gracias, Lara. Qué bueno. Bueno, van a seguir la clase. Yo en estos baches que tengan los chicos voy a ir respondiendo cosas. Pero obviamente cuando los chicos terminan la actividad y toca trabajar conmigo, no voy a poder responder hasta que vuelvan a hacer algo. Igual el Nerds Club tiene como una dinámica muy independiente. O sea, hay muchas actividades que los chicos hacen solos y como que fomento mucho la independencia. Así que tengo baches en los que puedo interactuar. Pero nada, todo depende de cómo va llevando la dinámica de los chicos. Y si es con delay esto, no sé cómo vamos a hacer. A ver, voy a intentar entrar al stream desde el celular, a ver cómo viene la cosa. No. A ver, vamos a ver. Sí, estoy como... Debe ser... A ver, pasa que esto se va a escuchar. Estoy viendo el stream desde el cero. Pero no sé en qué parte me quedé. Ahí está, sí. Se ve como con mucho delay. sea, Lara te va a llegar re tarde el saludo. Pero vamos a poco. Vamos a poco. No sé si el stream es así. No sé si el stream funciona así porque funciona así o qué. Pero... A ver. El live streaming. No sé por qué se ven las pantallas negras. Sobre todo la de la presentación, o sea, no entiendo qué onda. No sé por qué. Yo sé que tengo un problema, pero no sé cómo solucionar esto. Ay, me parece que va a ser más fácil con hacerlo con Zoom. La próxima cosa que Zoom se corta y me da una fiaca. Acá. Bueno, está fallando. A ver. Ya estoy mareada. How are you doing? Let me know when you're done, yes? Okay, para los que están... Ay, espere. Sí, estoy muteada, no quería distraer a los chicos. Para los que están viendo ahora, nada, es el stream del Nerds Club. Si sos docente y tenés dudas, pregúntame porque te puedo ayudar o sacar dudas en cuanto a la dinámica, porque hago lo que hago. Esa es un poco la idea del stream. El que quiera aprender inglés también puede aprender o practicar o ver lo que vamos haciendo, pero en realidad le sirve un montón a los teachers esto. La conexión supuestamente era buena en YouTube. Let's see. If you have any doubts, I'm talking to the audience in YouTube. If you have any doubts, you can ask me and I can like help you either with like the topic or how I teach the class. Let's see. They're still doing research. For those like getting access now, I'm asking them to do research on the different electoral systems, or the three main electoral systems that exist, let's say, in worldwide. There are, in fact, there are more, like not three, but we will start with these three, which are like the main ones, or it's like the main distinction, and then we will continue with others. ¿Qué nos tenés de fondo, Lara?
I'm ready.
Great. Chris?
Almost.
Okay, when you're done, we start, yes?
Se va otra ballena, sí. ¿Cuántas ballenas muertas harán?
Por cada minuto que Chris tarda, se muere una ballena.
Se fue.
Ay. El chavo le relaboraba la culpa. Ay. So, what didn't you hear? Sorry, I'm talking to somebody in the stream. Larry, what didn't you hear? Please tell me, yes? Or if you're doubtful about anything, let us know. So, yeah, here we are. I don't know why it goes like at some point the stream goes like the meet session goes blank, like there's nothing. I don't know why. No, I said I'm now, guys. I'm talking to somebody on the stream. I said that if you had a question, you could ask. You could ask. It was that. Maybe that's what you heard, or let's say barely heard. Chris, are you ready?
Yes.
Great. So let's see. As we said, there are three types of electoral systems. Yes. Let's start by the proportional one, which is the last one that was mentioned. Yes, but let's start by that one. So, what is the proportional system about? Who did research on that? Juaco, you were the only one, right? Yes, because then both of us research on your one. So, what is the proportional system about?
Well, it is about how the seats are distributed, and well, they are distributed proportionally. They reflect in a better way how the votes are cast, comparing with the other kinds of.
Great. What could be an example of a proportional system? Like, is, for instance, the Argentinian system proportional?
Yes. It is a party list proportional electoral system.
Great, great. So we are in a proportional system. What is the proportion? Like, what's the criteria for the proportion?
Well, we don't choose the exact candidates. We choose the party, and well, how many votes a party gets is how many people in that list in order are elected.
Great, great, yes. And so we vote some kind of list In fact, we vote a list, right? And the first places are the ones that will get a seat if they get first or second or third. But it's also proportional in the sense of how many seats, for instance, each province gets in the House of Deputies, right?
Well, that depends on every case. It depends on how many seats you can get from a state or from a territory.
Great.
If it's only one seat, it is not proportional.
Great. Okay. What about the semi-proportional, Chris?
Well, in those systems, one voter has one vote for multiple seats in a district. So you vote in order to one candidate can get a seat.
Okay. But what's the difference between the
They
proportional
must pass a quote that is based on the number of seats available and candidates.
Okay, so it is proportional in the sense that, let's say, depending on how many votes you get, that's, let's say, how many places you'll get, right? But it's not proportional. Can you repeat that part? In which sense it isn't proportional?
Because the voter has one seat, one vote for multiple seats.
Okay, great, excellent. Is the Argentinian system semi-proportional?
No.
It isn't. That's why it's so difficult, at least for me, to grasp the idea of the semi-proportional.
Yes, and there are very few examples.
Yes,
of that system.
Yes, it's quite twisted. I don't know. When I read about it, I was quite, let's say, lost. What about the plurality majority system? Both of you can interact with this one.
Easier. The plurality is the simplest of the methods, and you only need to get more votes than any other candidate.
Great. And that's when you get, let's say, the majority of the votes, period. I mean, when you get the majority, you get the power. And like power is not, let's say, distributed in such a proportional way. I mean, I'm using the same word, but because it speaks for itself. Do we have a plurality majority system here? Or does our system resemble at some point the plurality majority logic?
Yes, because you don't need a majority here. You need a plurality. You can, because what I read is that plurality, you don't need to, or the other way, in majority, you need to get more votes than all the combination
of the others.
Of the
okay.
Others. Or
we have
more than 50%. But
yes.
Here you can, with less than a 50%,
yes,
get the seat.
You get the seat, but think about the presidential elections.
Yes, when there is a ballotage.
Yes, I mean the only way a president can win the seat on the first round is if they get more than, I guess it was 50% of the votes, if I'm not.
No, you need a difference.
No, yes, it was a difference. It was not more than 50, but a difference.
But if you are like 35 and the other is 25, you win also.
You still win the, yes.
I think it's 10%.
Great, yes, now it makes
sense. Yes, it's 50 or 10%.
I didn't remember, yes. But also 50, like 50 is a cash as well.
Yes.
If you get more than 50, it doesn't matter. The other is 49.
Yes, that's why. But I was like, I know that the word 50 is at the back of my mind, but I don't know why. Maybe it's because I read about another system, but not in Argentina. I mean, that means that it's very difficult in Argentina to get more than 50% of the votes, I mean, on the first round.
Yes, it says that in almost every country with more than two parties, it is really difficult to get the majority.
Very difficult, yes.
Only twice, I think.
What, Chris?
It had happened only twice.
In Argentina, yes, with Perón, I guess.
Yes.
And with Cristina, right?
the second of Christina Cristina.
Christina's government. Yes, but it happened twice only. Yeah. So it's possible, but not, let's say, probable. So this is one of the, let's say, distinctions among electoral systems, but there are others. We will see later. Today's class revolves around this idea of elections and electoral systems, but this reinforces my idea that democracy is a game. Yes, I don't know if you agree or not, but I believe that democracy is a game we play, and because it's a game, there are different strategies. Let me make myself clear. I usually, since I started voting, I have voted for the left. And people usually tell me that it's, let's say, pointless to vote for the left because they would never win. To what I answer, and I have started answering this some time ago, some elections ago, I don't need the left to win, or I don't care if the left doesn't win, let's say, the presidency. I'm not voting a candidate to be the president, or I don't vote a candidate because I guess it's the one who's going to win. I vote candidates that I want, yes, to have at least 1 or 2 seats in Congress so that they, let's say, can speak for myself when they are there. But there are people who truly believe that democracy is a, let's say, very basic game in which you win or lose. But in my opinion, it's a more complex game than just choosing the winner and, let's say, regretting having gone for the loser. I think that the stakes are too high to believe that democracy is only that type of game. I don't know what you believe, or I don't know if you see what I mean by this, but do you believe that democracy is a game in which it only matters to, let's say, vote for the winner or to get the majority of the votes to, like, hoard power and that's it? Or do you believe that there's more to it than that? What do you think?
Well, I think I never voted for a winner.
No, you know that I have never voted for a candidate that
Bartolomé
won.
Mitre said that too.
The party I voted last time didn't pass the paso, so it was,
Dale con el Partido Verde.
they were under Cintia Fernandez. That was like too much.
They lost over. Well, that says a lot about our society. So, what do you, I mean, how do you play democracy? Sorry, tell me.
No, I think that many people believe that winning is everything. So, like, that's why the weakest parties that in other countries are like they move a lot of people, but then at the time of elections they are not, they don't do so well.
Okay.
Yes, but I think that the numbers are important.
In which sense?
Because if you want to achieve important things, important conquests, in this country you need to be loved for the people. And if you don't have a massive party, you will be never able to get or to achieve important things, because to achieve important things involves going against the interests of very powerful people.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. You need that platform, let's say, that political platform to get to power.
I think about the Ilias government, which was excellent, but people didn't love him.
Everyone was against him, and of course there was like media game against him. So, yes, that's right.
They siege up against him very easily.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
of that.
That's true. Yes, you need to be loved in order to like do something. The problem is that when you get to power because you're loved or because you, let's say, have made many deals, then you're so, let's say, conditioned by all the deals that got you there, that then you can't do what you wanted in the first place anymore. So it's quite, let's say, an ironic game, because you never win. I mean, in order to win, you have to lose. So it's very, let's say, tragic or depressing at some point, because you know that in order to get there, you have to do, let's say, or you end up doing what you were against from the very beginning. I mean, I don't know. It's difficult to explain, but I think that you can understand what I want to say. I mean, it's a very twisted and evil game at some point. And it's connected to what Chris said. I mean, the people must love you, but in order for people to love you, it is, I mean, you need to do things that you, let's say, may not agree with, or that may not be the best ones for people. So, we're going to watch a video because I want you to keep on learning new or different types of, let's say, electoral systems. We saw main 3, but from those, others stem, yes? And here we're going to watch a video that has 4, but also plurality, which is the one you already know. 4 types of, let's say, systems, yes? Going to watch this video, I will share the link now, yes, but before I will explain to you how you're going to see this, hold on, how you're going to analyze the video, yes? You're going to take your time because the video is very detailed and thorough, so you know that it's going to be, let's say, dense. And what I want you to do is take down notes on the main characteristics, yes, of these videos. Do not feel overwhelmed by all the information. If you need to, turn on the captions, and you will probably watch the video more than once, yes? So I want you to tell me, yes, the characteristics of these voting systems. Remember, the voting systems are 4. In this case, we have plurality, but also instant runoff, multiple rounds, and Condorcet. Those are the 4 systems explained in this video. Yes? Take your time, write down your notes, and when you are done, you let me know. Yes? I have to share the link with you. Hold on. So here's the link. Share. Bueno. There it's sharing. Hold on. Copy link. Yes. And let me paste it in the chat. So here you have. That's the link. Yes. I will mute myself. Mute yourselves so that the sound doesn't bother the others, and watch the video. Yes. Again, you can watch it 2 times. You can slow it down. You can turn on the captions. Do as you feel most comfortable with. ¿Quiénes quedaron viendo el stream? Acá estoy. No sé quién es. 3 viewers. Who's there? Acá estoy. Los chicos van a ver un video, así que les va a llevar un ratito. Porque es un video de 6 minutos más o menos. Muy bueno, que habla de los sistemas electorales. Si tienen dudas de la dinámica de vuelta, me preguntan, me dicen qué onda. Roy, no sé si estás conectado o no. Estoy luchando con... Hoy me levanté y mi pelo no me quiso acompañar en la odisea de vivir mi vida. Así que estoy así como luchando. Che, bastante bien salió el... Che, me lo hice sin ver y no, salió horrible. Algo así quedó. Estoy... ¿Por qué se ve? You're there. Ay, Lara, sos lo más. Gracias por bancar. No sé por qué se está streameando. Se corta el video del Meet. No sé por qué. Los tengo a los chicos buscando información. Ahí está. Ay, se me parte la cabeza. Hello, Lari. ¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Me tenés de fondo? Sí, me estoy tan perdida con este primer stream que más aburrido no puede ser. Acá estoy. Eh, los próximos prometo que van a ser un poquito más dinámicos, porque mientras los chicos hacen cosas podemos charlar. No sé cómo hacer. Mentira, este error. Qué genio. I promise that for the next stream I will be more like talk and tell and it will be more interesting. Now I'm thinking about too many things at the same time and I'm quite overwhelmed, but I promise it would be better. And you can ask me questions about the voting systems and or well, whatever topic we're dealing with. And I can like have a conversation with you and then like get back to the classes. But today, well, we're just trying. It's trial and error. Let's see. Está bueno ser espectador, no sé la verdad, yo nunca lo... No sé, estoy probando, o sea, me lo pidieron tanto que dije, bueno, o sea, evidentemente genera curiosidad, pero no es algo que a mí me hubiera como llamado la atención hacer. Igual por cómo me está respondiendo no hay tanto delay como pienso. No, es poquito, porque esto te lo dije hace un cachito, pero poner que haya un delay de un minuto no es tanto. No me dice cuántas. Ah, acá. Ay, ¿qué estoy haciendo? Quedaste sola, Lari. So let me know if you're watching, and let me know if you have any doubts on the topic, on why I'm teaching the class this way. I'll be right back. Just a second. Hold on.
I'm ready.
Ready? What about you, Chris?
I'm ready to.
So let's share what you found. Yes. Let's see. Let me get back to the slide where the systems are mentioned. Here's the PowerPoint. So the first system that is mentioned is
Plurality.
plurality, the plurality system. Excellent. What about the instant runoff? Because we already know what plurality is about, right? What about instant runoff? How is this different from plurality?
The loser or the one with the fewest votes is eliminated, and well, they rank. First, you don't choose only once, you make a ranking of all the candidates. And the candidate with the fewest votes is eliminated, and those people that choose him as the first option, those votes go to the second option.
To the second round, let's say, or yeah.
It's a case of a semi-proportional system.
Okay, great. Doesn't, let's say, the Argentinian system resemble this at some point?
Well, you could say if you don't pass the paso, or if the party doesn't go to the ballotage, but because you don't rank the parties.
Okay.
Only just one.
There isn't a ranking, but this idea of like sweeping away the one with the fewest votes, like resembles in a way the instant runoff. Not in the same way, but there's this idea of like not considering the ones with the fewest votes, right? I don't know, I'm asking, it's my perception, but I think that because I've always thought that this was unfair. I mean, how so many votes are lost in the PASO, and then like people vote for whatever is available, but not for what they wanted to vote in the first place, because maybe their party or their candidate didn't even, let's say, get to the primary elections, then the primary or the first round is one thing, it's another thing, but I mean, that happens with the PASO, the primaries.
Yes.
But I believe that we do not, let's say, have an instant runoff system, but there's one of these like strategies applied in a way. So
Yes.
votes are, let's say, channeled to the main candidates. What were you going to
No,
say?
yes, the votes are in some way transfer, or the losers, they say that they control a candidate.
Yes, but in that case, you have the possibility of vote again. Not in this case.
In this case, your vote is lost, right?
Yes, you only vote once, you make the ranking, and it is directly chosen.
Yes, chosen. And there is no, let's say, percentage of representation. I mean, if you got some votes but not enough votes, like those votes are ignored in a way. Right? That would be, I believe that instant runoff is quite, let's say, unfair, but well, that's my perception. I don't know what you think. Is it like truly representative or equally representative?
No, because sometimes the least preferred could win.
Okay.
Yes, it gives much power to a smaller group.
Okay, great, great, yes. So it can fail, it can backfire, right? What about the multiple rounds? What did you get from that system?
Well, the top two winners go for a second election.
Okay, does our system resemble in a way the multiple rounds system?
I think that it's the most
Yes.
similar of the four, yes.
Yes, we have multiple
Presidential
rounds.
elections.
In fact, it's something that, let's say, is highly or harshly criticized here in Argentina, that we spend so much money in elections that are never ending, because we have a system that consists of more than one round. So yes, it is quite, let's say, exhausting at some point, but well, it's the one we have. Do you believe that this system is efficient and truly representative?
I think it's better than the others, but well, it's an example that a group can change how the election goes, line by choosing another thing.
Okay, and that has to do with what I said about playing in a democracy. I mean, some people play the game not to win, but to ruin the others. Or there's also this idea that I don't vote whoever I like, I vote against whoever I hate.
Yes.
Well, so that also like shows how this is a game that we play, and we're thinking about winning and losing, or making somebody win or lose. And that, let's say, is present in any system or configuration, like any electoral system. Let's say, sorry, no electoral system can escape this, let's say, human logic. Anything else about multiple rounds?
No.
What about the Condorcet? I have never heard this word before this class, before planning this class. So, what is Condorcet?
There is you vote in a how can you say it?
What do you want to say?
There are pairs. You make pairs of every possible combination of candidates, and you choose in every instance who do you prefer.
It's like a football championship, right? A soccer championship in a way.
Well, you could say
It's like a soccer game. I mean, it's like a soccer tournament.
Yes.
You're trying to
yes,
say no, but
votes.
yes, I mean it is. You don't
I
like the
wouldn't
analogy, but it is.
the World Cup like that, but yes, you have like every combination, and then there's the election of those, and the one that wins the most times, the
Yes, the one
one
that beats, let's say, most of their opponents is the one that gets, let's say, to the power.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of this system?
No, never.
No, never.
I have never heard about this. I don't know which country is applying it. I don't know. Let's see, Condorcet system country. Because I checked it, but I don't remember which one is the Condorcet voting systems. Let's see which countries. I can't find the country that follows the Condorcet system. I remember I checked it, but I checked so many systems on so many countries that
It is not in any currently used in any government elections anywhere in the world.
it's not used. Maybe because it's so difficult to follow that, and it would make elections like never ending. So that's why maybe it's not used. Yes, and now I get like I found some subtitles that say, or some links that say like why the Condorcet system is, let's say, is not good. Like it may create a paradox, and there are other, let's say, drawbacks to the system. So it's not the one used currently.
Well,
If a
here
country uses the
we
system,
can-
like what?
No, here I found that it said some political parties or organizations use these methods, but
Yes,
not a
but
country.
within, yes, inside. But it's easier when it is, let's say, a less populated election. Yeah.
Yes.
But well, it's a system that isn't currently used. Now, let's deal with other aspect of elections and electoral systems. Yes, we're going to see how electoral schools work. Yes, I don't know if you knew this, but until I don't want to watch the video. Until the 90s, it's not electoral school, it's electoral college. I mistranslated the term. I don't know if you knew, but in Argentina, until the 90s, the electoral system used to be an electoral college system in Argentina. So nowadays we have changed this, but we need to understand how this works, yes, so that we understand mainly how elections in the US but also in Italy work, and how the system is very, let's say, dangerous, because usually people who represent elites and the most powerful areas of a country are the ones chosen regardless of, let's say, the popular will. So most of the times this system becomes controversial when whoever got to power. That's the case of Trump, but also of this Italian lady whose name I forgot, the fascist one, gets to power, because that's when, let's say, things get ugly, but then that's like the best example of how a system can work so badly that it may turn against the people's will. Because in the case of Trump, if you ask citizen by citizen, most people haven't voted for Trump. I also believe that something, let's say, along the same, let's say, lines as what happened with Menem took place in the US. Many people voted for Trump and then say they didn't vote for him, or they haven't voted for him. But ignoring that, I believe that many people truly didn't vote for him, but their votes were not, let's say, taken into account because of how the system in the US works. I don't want to spoil the video, so did I already share it? I don't want to spoil. Yes, I shared it already. I don't want to spoil the video. Watch it, and then we will discuss how the electoral system in the US works, why it is so, let's say, dangerous. And I want you to, then we will do after the video, but for you to know beforehand, I want you to compare, yes, this system to the one in Argentina. So we will compare the US and Argentina in terms of how our electoral systems work. Yes, there are some categories here, system of representation, but they are all, let's say, my ideas. If you want to include new categories, you can. First, watch the video. Then we share some ideas on the USA, and you will write down those ideas, and then we will analyze Argentina, and we will then compare them. Yes. So start, watch the video, and when you're done, you let me know. Okay. Gente, ahí vengo, van que nunca se te contesto. Acá estoy. Lari, me habías preguntado algo de qué hago mientras los chicos hacen actividades. Es una re buena pregunta porque es un garrón. Sobre todo cuando es online, porque tenés cero como interacción por fuera de la actividad con el alumno cuando la actividad requiere interacción. I don't believe it was a fraud, but I believe that the system paved the way for certain people who are not, let's say, chosen by the majority to get to power. The same happens with the USA. Many people have said that they haven't voted for Trump, and let's say many surveys were done, and Trump wasn't, let's say, if the system in the US had been a plurality system, Trump wouldn't have won. I heard the same about Italy. Like, I've heard this from Italian people, but also from people who, let's say, analyze all the situation in Italy, like experts on international affairs, and they casted doubt not on the scrutiny, but yes, on the system itself. Like, they won legally and fairly because they, let's say, were elected following the rules, but the rules are the ones under the microscope here, and the ones, let's say, that are analyzed nowadays and reshaped. It's very difficult to change the electoral system in a country. That's why I believe that society should, like, at least for some time, go along with whoever was chosen, to just respect democracy, and then think twice before voting, or before, let's say, playing the game of democracy. This is related to what I said about democracy being a game. I don't believe it was fraud again. I believe that the system is designed in certain places for certain people to win more easily than others. And Lari, to answer you the question on the first place, now I'm interacting with you, which I think is a great way to spend this spare time. I had this feeling that I was wasting time in between activities, but also I, let's say, felt that it was very like wrong to get my students' attention while they were doing the activity, because I'm not like, I don't like teacher-centered classes, so that implies like me, let's say, getting off stage at some point and telling my students, you go, you do this yourself, and I'm here to help, but I'm here to help, not to be part of the activity. And that's what makes online classes especially so, let's say, boring at some point, because when I can't do anything with my students because they're doing things by themselves, I feel that I'm wasting my time. I learned to train my anxiety and just accept that there are some, let's say, some spare minutes that I will just have to wait. But I also like, in this case, like this idea of making the classes live, because I have the chance of interacting with people who are, let's say, watching from the outside. So I'm teaching like two classes at the same time at some point, and while my students are working on their own, let's say, class, I can like interact with other people and help other people understand like what we're doing, and well, improve their techniques if they are teachers, or clear doubts. I feel that I'm doing let's say, I'm using my time better by doing this, by teaching the class this way. I don't know if I answered your question, but other, let's say, options if you're teaching online are to do something else. I mean, if you are, if your students are doing something that do not require your attention, just do something else. Like go for, I don't know. I usually do these like tasks, like filling in, I don't know, content books for a school, or just sending a message, check my mailbox. I do those things while my students are completing activities. Of course, as soon as they finish, I get back to the class. But in those, let's say, intervals, I usually do something like that. Things that I usually don't do when I'm like having breakfast or enjoying my spare time. I try to like push those tasks into the class, the online class, because I do feel it is too passive at some point. I feel that I'm wasting a lot of time. Yeah. Today I can't speak. I think that it was because I had like a very stressing moment in the at noon, and I feel I'm running out of words for everything I want to say. I believe it's, of course, the mental exhaustion. I'm drained. But I feel I can't speak. Yes. Go for a walk in an online class. I mean, you can just get logged in with your phone and then you go for a walk. I love your name, Consuela, but it's Princess Consuela if I'm not wrong. Let's see how the guys are doing. Well, this is an activity that will take some time, and it's already 8:30, so we'll see if we get this on time. They are all signing in quite late, and I tend to plan long classes, so I need to adjust that, because like we are not finishing on time. Like none of our classes are finishing on time, and the problem is that I need to rest. Yep, that's what I do. Like as I do in the classroom, yes. In my opinion, I think you should like check your inbox. Do not like check your social media accounts, maybe, because that doesn't count as work. And in my case, I would feel guilty if I'm like scrolling down Instagram in class. But I do check my mailbox, or send message to certain students, or I don't know, even like think about the classes I have throughout the day and plan things for those classes. I don't know, there are certain, let's say, things you can do in those minutes.
I'm ready.
Haha, the exciting news will come in maybe in the next stream so that people
Me too.
watch the stream. I'm getting back to the guys, then I will tell you. Great, so you finished jotting down information on USA, right? What can you tell me? This will be the final activity because we're already on time. What is, or what's the system like in the USA?
Well, it's a presidential system like ours.
Okay, it's a presidential system, so there are no prime ministers involved, but we choose one person to lead the country, yes?
Yes.
Or to be the head of all the executive system. What about Argentina? Is it a presidential country?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. Some presidents are, let's say, stronger than others, but believe it or not, we are in a presidential system. What else about the USA?
Well, they have a bicameral
Yeah.
Congress, like
So
ours.
their
Ours.
yes, their Congress has two chambers, yes. Ours as well.
And the Senate.
Yes, yes, because the deputies chamber is different to ours, but they have two main chambers at Congress, the same as, let's say, us, yes? The configuration of the chambers is slightly different. What else did you get from the USA and the chambers? Did you get anything else from the video, or they mentioned something else? Like something different? Or
No,
something new?
I don't recall.
Great. Well, for you to know, the chambers are slightly different, mainly because of how the votes are counted, yes? And that impacts on how Congress, yes, how the seats at Congress are distributed, yes? What else from the USA?
Well, they have the Electoral College.
The Electoral College. That's the
They-
system, the voting system. What?
No, actually, they don't elect the president, but they elect a group of people that will say this is the president and the vice president.
Yes. So it's like a chain. It's an indirect way of voting. Yes. First, they choose a representative. That representative says they will choose certain candidate. Two things can go wrong here, or one thing usually goes wrong. That representative is chosen by a very, let's say, small margin. So if the votes are 51 to 49, yes, that representative has the power of representing all the people that voted, not the people that voted them. So that's the first, let's say, filter, because half of the population may be not heard and their vote would be ignored, and that would be, let's say, fine. Nobody would care about that. But something else may happen. This doesn't usually happen, but it's not, let's say, impossible to happen. People choose a representative based on what they believe, or let's say based on who they believe that representative will vote. So I'm not saying this happens, but I'm saying this can happen. The representative is not legally forced to vote. I mean, they are not forced to vote the person they say is going to vote. So they can say they will vote somebody to get the votes they need to be elected representatives, but then they may choose somebody else. And that's something that is not, let's say, fairly discussed in the USA. I remember that I got this from, I think I was watching one documentary on the electoral system, and this, and I couldn't believe it. And I don't know if it was changed at some point or not, but I mean, there hasn't been a scandal around this because I think it hasn't happened, or at least people won't find out. But like, there's no way of checking if a representative votes for the person they, let's say, are supposedly voting. There's no, let's say, control over that. What else about, well, and in Argentina we know that the system is quite direct. Like, each vote counts. Each and every vote, let's say, count, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What about the USA? What else?
Well, that a candidate can lose or can win the popular vote, but lose the electoral college, so they are not granted the seat.
Great. That's what happened with Clinton, for instance. She got more votes. Sorry, tell me, please.
Yes, and with Bush.
They got more votes, like individual votes, but they didn't get the most important colleges. The problem is also that it doesn't matter if they get the majority of states. What matters is that they get the most powerful colleges.
Yes.
So again, this like deep and unfair difference among the different, let's say, groups in the US is marked. And this is inherited from, let's say, older systems that were very racist from the very beginning. Because if you, let's say, I'm not the one to explain this because I'm not an expert on this, but like there have been demographic studies on, let's say, the different places that get the fewer votes or the most votes, and there's usually a correlation between race and the weakest state when it comes to elections, for instance. So the system is flawed from the very beginning because it was, let's say, designed with this racial bias and let's say, unfair view of citizenship. Yeah? I will then share you a documentary on the history of the electoral system because it's a documentary that stars Will Smith and it's on Netflix. Then I will share it with you. Yeah. He doesn't slap anyone. He doesn't slap anyone. But he explains like why the US is so racist. Anything else about the USA?
Not the USA. I remember about Italy because I had a friend that voted, but it is not the same as the United States. It is more like in Spain.
Yes, but they do have electoral colleges, right?
No. What you vote is the parliament, and then the parliament elects the government.
Okay. It's an indirect system, but not with colleges.
And this Meloni is not, she will be the prime minister, but she is the leader of the biggest force now in the parliament.
That's why, but she wasn't chosen by, let's say, an individual majority.
Yes, she's the most voted, 26%, I think.
I heard that she wasn't the most voted one. That's why, but I don't remember where it's something that I heard, but I don't remember from where. What?
No, that the whole right, that is an aggregation with Berlusconi and another, they got like 40%
of the individual votes.
Yes, and they were the winners.
Okay. Oh, that's a pity.
But
now I'm so disappointed in Italy. I just wanted to like justify them by saying, okay, the electoral college is a system that doesn't work that well, but no, they wanted this.
No, but they changed the prime minister pretty easily because if they lose support from the coalition, they change the prime minister and it is the parliament, the one that votes. So
Okay, yes, but still, like the parliament is voted by people who support the far right, so it's not, let's say, encouraging.
But well, the Italians are a mess, so maybe it
Be
was
ready.
an angry vote more than a support vote.
Okay, okay. Yes, it's a mess, but like Europe is going through a lot of turmoil and times are dark now. But well, I hope that things get, let's say, better. Also with Lula in Brazil, I hope he gets to win. I really hope he gets to win. Otherwise, like it would be very, let's say, it would be very hard for Brazilians to recover from this. Uh, I can't imagine another government of Bolsonaro in Brazil. I can't wrap my head around that. That's why I hope the Brazilians get, let's say, uh, get to choose whoever they believe best for them. I don't know how the system works in Brazil. Like I have an idea, but I don't like really know how it works. So I don't want to like give an opinion, an unfounded opinion. Well, if that's it, if there's nothing else to mention, we can call it a day. Then I will send you the documentary. Yes, and when we meet next week, I will try to show my face in the video chat. I will try in the video call. But well, it was quite, let's say, it was good for the lack of expertise I have on this field. So let's call it a day. Yes, thanks for being part of the class. Thanks to those screen sharing. I can't speak today. Thanks for watching.